So one of my clients said to me a little while ago that, Alan, I actually don't know how to run a really good meeting. And you know, he was really quite honest about that. And he says, look, if I'm honest, I don't know what best in class actually looks like, because I've probably never sat through a good meeting in my life. So therefore, I don't know what one looks like. So now, it was an interesting confession really, but I would imagine it's something that most people can absolutely relate to. Meetings are bloody boring. They're boring, they're ineffective, and you're thinking, well, that's just a waste of my life. And that would be an understandable thing to say, unless you actually learn how to actually do the damn thing well. So what I'm going to just suggest to you is a structure that will help you have good meetings that your team actually look forward to coming to contribute, and that you get stuff done. The first thing is, you know, at the start of a year, I always suggest that lay out the key forums that you want to have with your team for the whole year. So diarise them. So there'll be different forums for different purposes. So get them locked in people's diaries so that we know when they're going to be. So if Monday morning's a good time for you to do a number of your different meetings, fine. Have separate meetings for separate things. Don't try and say we'll have a meeting for everything. So you might have a numbers review on Monday morning to review last week's performance. You might have a strategy session. Again, you wouldn't be having those every week, but again, you're putting them at an appropriate point in the calendar so that you're speaking specifically about that thing. So diarise all of the meetings for the year, and try not to get into this habit of just kind of running with a blank calendar and then saying, oh, we need a meeting. It's like that's just a sign of failure from the start. The second thing is, be really clear upon the purpose or the outcomes that we're actually looking for. So only have a meeting if we've got a genuine purpose. So again, one of the phrases that I like to start to use in a meeting is, look, the purpose of this meeting is ... or this is what we are looking to achieve out of this meeting. So here's the outcomes that we're looking for. So, you know, thought around why you actually want to have the meeting in the first place is going to help you get clear upon how to run the meeting, but also it allows people to know what it is that they're coming to and whether they are relevant participants. Because the next thing is, who are the right people? Don't try and get everyone in to talk about stuff, because if it's not quite relevant, then let those people kind of go off and get on with their job. Only have people who are, and I've called them participants as opposed to attendees. Attendees are people who just attend something. We want someone who's actually a participant in the meeting, who has got an opinion, a perspective, a need to be there. So who are they? And importantly, what preparation is required by them so that they come to the meeting ready to participate? Again, that's the instruction that we have to give all of the team. What's required? What pre-work do you need to come with? Then we've got rules. Now, rules are, this is not in a school teacher type way, but this is to say, look, here are the rules that we know that if we all abide by, we're going to have a really effective meeting. So, for example, 1, come prepared to the meeting. Don't come kind of shoddily with no preparation. Number 2, we start on time. So again, you've probably heard the famous Lombardy time, where a 9 o'clock meeting, everyone arrives at 10 to 9. We start the meeting at 9. We don't just turn up to the meeting and then start sometime after that. Phones off. Again, we've got examples of where all phones are put on silent mode and put in the centre of the table in a box so that there's no distractions. We are fully present. And also, what's the process for actually taking the relevant actions so that people understand who does what coming out of the meeting? Because we need to get to a level of commitment, of course, that says, yeah, everyone around the table has had their input. We've made some decisions, and those decisions are the ones that we're then going to take forward outside of the meeting. So again, one important part to say, in order to get to that commitment, again, if you haven't already studied Patrick Lencioni's 5 Dysfunctions of a Team, I would thoroughly recommend that you watch that on YouTube or read the book. But the idea of making sure that people are psychologically safe, as in they feel emotionally secure to participate fully, to kind of express their true opinion and perspective without fear of being shot down or kind of looking stupid. So, you know, if we have that level of atmosphere, that kind of culture within the meeting, then everyone can talk freely, we can debate vigorously, and then commit behind the decision. So again, I don't know what your rules are, but timekeeping, phones, preparation tends to be key things that that kind of come up time and time again as things that kind of derail the meetings. And then of course we want to review, which says, actually, how are the meetings going? Are they purposeful? Are we getting a lot out of them? Or are there things that we need to do to kind of course correct and make them better? Because the reality is, meetings do work if you work the meeting. They don't work if you just don't give them any thought and then just kind of bumble through a couple and say, oh, meetings don't work, let's just bin them. They absolutely work. It's an integral part of the communication rhythm that we need to kind of put into our business so that we're regularly communicating and hearing from the team. So meetings do work. You need to kind of give it some thought. That's a very quick run through of some key points that I would make. Now we could flesh that out, of course, and I actually said to someone, oh, I really will write a blog post one day, but I'll be honest with you, I find videos much easier to communicate a message, and hopefully we've got a decent level of detail in there that could act as a conversation starter. So anyway, if you want to know more, give us a shout, but until we do meet, then good luck having good levels of communication in meetings with your team. All the best.